Okay, I just wanted to talk to you today about the difference between champions and everyone else in the surfing world. And I just want to make the statement that champions aren't normal people. They'll do what it takes to get to be the champions that they become. Why aren't they normal? Champions regularly do what others think are too hard or too boring. They are always open to and interested in what can improve their performances. They have confidence in their abilities and are never afraid of failure, and see failure as learning experiences that can better future performances. Champions are really positive people and they expect to do well. Going with the Australian team to the world titles, you can see that positive expectation right through in the Australian team, and that's probably a big reason why they do well on the global stage. Just wanted to give you some examples of a couple of surfers I've trained and some of the things they've done. Firstly, there's Nerida Falconer. Now, Nerida was a WCT surfer for about 10 years, and I remember her having to do some weight training to get from her house to the training venue was about 20 minutes. But at one particular time, the road was flooded, and to get to her training venue, she had to drive the long way around, which was an hour there and an hour back. And I said to her, maybe you can miss the training when the floods are on. She said, no, it's on my program, I'm doing it. Really positive, really motivated, and had a great professional career. Lee Winkler, on the WCT for many years. When he was developing, when he was about 15, father and Lee used to come down from Coffs Harbour, which was 3 hours north of my training venue. They used to come down once every 6 weeks or so, and so they'd drive down 3 hours. We'd train for 6 hours. They'd get in the car and they'd drive home at the end of that 3 hours. Just a commitment to do what it takes to have good training, and that's some of the things, the building blocks to later performances. And finally, there's Sally Fitzgibbon. Sally Fitzgibbon, now on the WCT, when she was a part of the Australian team, the Australian team gets fitness tested and they're rated a score out of 100 points. Sally got a 96 score, and the fitness instructor was amazed when a couple of hours later, after she knew the score, she came back in the room and said, "Hey, Craig, I got 96, what do I have to do to get 100? In Craig's experience, in the fitness instructor's experience, he said no one's ever done that. They would have been satisfied with 96, but Sally wasn't and wanted to get all the way. These champions too, a big thing is really how they're seen by others. The champions I've worked with, they're all respectful. They have respect for their coaches, officials and opponents. They've got a good work ethic, as I explained previously. They do the work set and then some. Always punctual, always trying to get there early for training and help set up with no expectations of return benefit. And they've got a win-win attitude. When they help others win, they win. How do they compete? Well, they compete professionally. They have good preparation. They prepare the night before competition day. Just simple things like preparing their equipment, packing their bag. Like Mark Richards, for instance, 4 times world champion, he religiously always packed his bag the night before competition. And the reason for that was that he wanted to know that he had all the wax, water, all the items he needed on game day or competition day. He had that already sorted. He didn't have to worry about it on that day. When they compete to a plan, usually flexible to suit the changing conditions. They review the performance so that they learn the lessons of that performance, and so that they can train and compete better in the next at the next opportunity. They also train the areas that could be improved next time they compete. They also look at surfing. A competitive heat is usually 20 minutes in duration, but the champions look at it as being 90 minutes in duration. An hour preparation, 20 minutes to compete in the surf, and then some sort of review after they compete. lastly, champions never give up. It's one of the things I've seen. They're always fighting right to the end. If they're having indifferent heat, they'll still try and work really hard to still scrape through, and invariably they're the ones who do scrape through because they never ever give up.